truffle sauce. Surf and turf, which is spicy tuna with prosciutto. That's a first. And then their most popular, salmon oshi roll with the sockeye salmon. And that was the one that was a buri style with the blowtorch. And then saba, aka mackerel, with the miso. Itadakimasu! The sauce on the Yaletown is like a spicy pesto. Really surprising, but really delicious. Wow. Now we have the spot prawn with a truffle miso sauce. Wow. Sometimes truffle can feel like too much of a gimmick, but this actually works so well. The bouncy spot prawn, it's like a truffle, almost like mayo-y flavor, really delicious. And then it's paired with this sake. So this sake is brewed especially for their company. So Minami and their sister restaurant Miku are both serving up this Junmai Ginjo. Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, this is the one I was most intrigued about. It's spicy tuna with prosciutto, so there's surf and turf roll. Whoa. That is really good. Prosciutto just adds like an extra layer of saltiness, or like a smoky flavor. I'm confused, but like really into it. Here is that salmon oshi that they were blow torching and pressing in that box. It's interesting because pressing it with that box, like, it's definitely a different texture to the sushi rice. It's a little bit more fine. Like, as you bite into it, every grain feels like it's going through your teeth, if that makes sense. It's a really nice mouthfeel, really creamy mayo sauce on the salmon, and then that smoky flavor that you get from torching the charcoal straight onto the sushi. Just like, what an awesome bite. Awesome bite of sushi. Alright, last but not least, the saba with that miso sauce. A lot of people don't like mackerel because it's too fishy. I personally really like mackerel. And this, I think, because they torch it, the smokiness kind of offsets some of that fishy flavor that might be off-putting to some people when they eat it raw. So if you're not normally a fan of mackerel, I'd highly recommend trying their abori mackerel here. It might change your mind. It is really delicious, really deep in flavor, and that miso sauce just like complements it so well. So good. Wow.
The with the salad in the middle is a tomato salad. So basically it's a green salad with a soy umami vinegar. So the cucumber and the cherry tomato. Okay. The one on the left, that's a chicken namban. Tomato basil pesto. And just around the side we've drizzled a sweet soy and red wine reduction. And we also serve it with a bit of market roasted vegetables. Over here for your miso and sake kasu baked king salmon, we just top it with a bit of sake kasu reduction. Okay. So sake kasu is the byproduct of making sake, so you have a bit of that fruity sweet flavor there as well. The Aonoi rice crisp is here to give the dish a bit of crunch. And we also pair our king salmon with some braised Japanese eggplant and kabocha, which is Japanese pumpkin, some sauteed Asian greens, and some herb oil.
Wow, how crazy that you can also get this steak with blue cheese and pesto at a Japanese restaurant. It's really tender. It has a really nice flavor. It almost reminds me of like pastrami. Strangely enough, like the smoky flavor on it. Really good. Okay, this salmon though, super flaky. And that little nori crisp.
So on top we have some matcha glaze as well as matcha buttercream, and underneath that is some azuki bean cream or red bean, as well as some dark chocolate ganache. Finally, we have 2 layers of matcha almond sponge, as well as a layer of hazelnut wafer to separate the two. And one of our layers of matcha almond sponge is also soaked in an espresso, as well as a bit of Bailey's, I believe.
Okay.
And we also soaked it for about 3 days. So this overall takes about 3 days.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
We also serve it with our matcha ice cream and some sesame cream on top.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Oh, I love that hazelnut wafer in it. All the flavors.
Wow. Very good.
Especially with that matcha ice cream. It's so good. It's like, you have the sweetness, you have the crunch, you have the fruit flavor from like the different coulis, and then you have that matcha flavor that comes through. All right, well, we are thoroughly full. We got our last glass of sake. But yeah, definitely recommend Nami. The sushi was for sure a favorite. If you come here, get the aburi sushi and really any of the sushi dishes. The mains were also good, but I think if you really want to get your money's worth and like get the best of the restaurant, the sushi is just so good. Like, get your fill of sushi. It's so fresh here in Vancouver. They have access to really good quality seafood, so get that sushi.